Yeah, and that's the thing.
And the punchline is we'll never know.
Is Deckard? Yeah, well, I was saying to the missus, is Deckard a replicant? She was like, oh, I don't really know. But I was wondering, is he human or is he a replicant? Oh, hello, are we on?
We are. Hello, YouTube viewers. No, we've got two. I would imagine. Well, to be fair, I'm guessing one of the viewers is probably Demon Side Swap Shop, multicolored Noel Edmonds, watching
himself as he likes to do. He likes the mirrors.
Oh, we've got three. Hello, three viewers.
Three.
I'm guessing one might be Sklavko. Krual Birab, maybe.
Sklavko.
We'll see.
I mean, my money's on Sklavko, mate.
Sklavko, we don't fucking deserve you, my friend.
I do.
I'll tweet it out.
So, Sklavko,
tweet
you're
out,
wonderful.
You daft apers. Hello, Browns and girls.
We are waiting for some guests. I don't know if they're going to turn up.
Don't wait. Waiting's a mugs game. Get started. Do good stuff. Deckard,
yeah,
a replicant.
We just thought we'd pop on Sunday night. We invited a few people, but they're not coming. So we'll just have to make do with us three at the moment. I'm Mr. Indeed, I'm Mr. Brown, who went to town with his knickers hanging down.
Oh, nice! Surprised you're wearing any.
Yes. What are you calling yourself today, Cockney Spot?
I'm artist.
I can't keep up,
writer. You can't, but exactly that's why I do it. I'm artist, writer, captain, Cockney Spark. At your service, sir.
I will say this, and this is very important. So take note. Take note. I am more relaxed when I see the Cockney Spock avatar.
Ironic, isn't it? It should be more tense, really. Think about it. Not too hard.
Yeah. I need to see two Spocks on the icon, so I'm happy.
Double Spocks.
Yeah.
That's why we need a fourth person. We need a fourth person to come on and be quiet. Now, speaking of which, all right, Swap Shop.
All right, everybody.
Hey.
Yes. Are you, Matthew?
I'm doing all right. I'm typing away in the background while you guys are nattering away.
He's writing. Are you writing again?
Yeah. Well, I never stopped writing.
You don't.
Don't let us. Stop you. You know.
Oh,
I like to talk about writing. He's actually doing it. Did I tell you about my script? I'm not doing. No, because I'm too busy actually writing.
Is that another one you're not doing?
No, he's doing one. I'm not doing one. I'm going straight to the movie.
Is that
I'm on my film set right now. I'm literally on my film set.
Is that I'm surrounded like downtown, wherever it is, Zululand?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The border of Zululand. Very exciting place.
Any more toys purchased?
Under one. Yes, I've got an unboxing waiting to happen. Actually, of not Rick Deckard, but because of all our checks.
Blank DVDs.
Roy Betty. Zulu. I watched Zulu yesterday, and I watched a little bit of Tenet about a landlord. Tenet. No tenant.
Yeah, I know. Why does it? I say it myself.
Why?
Tenant.
Let's call it Tenant. I like it. All right, Rigsby.
Maybe you should have called it Tenant.
Are you going on the moon, Mr. Rigsby? What are you doing on this space station, Mr. Rigsby?
Nolan has left Warner. I was going to say Warner Village. That's the old. Do you remember? That's the old cinema chains, wasn't it?
Right.
Nolan's left, hasn't he? He's walked.
He's not happy. He's got the right arm.
Why did he walk? Was it something to do with his films
Traffic was busy. Straight to streaming. What? You're not showing my films on the big screen?
And he walked.
How dare you?
Didn't he?
Yep.
Ironically, Tenet. I think I saw, because of everything that went on last year, I think I saw about 3 films at the cinema all year. One was Sonic the Hedgehog. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. I really? I can't believe it.
Yes,
Really? Why?
yeah. Obviously, the backstory with Sonic was
Not going to cinema with your girlfriend again.
everybody was up in arms, weren't they, about the character of Sonic? So the director said, "All right, we'll sort it." So
You can hear him typing away there, can't you?
Yeah. So there was
rotate those storyboards.
So there was a lot of goodwill towards Sonic, and to be fair, I kind of wanted to see it anyway. And
because you like
it was all right. It was
hedgehogs.
good. It was good. Yeah, Jim Carrey looked fucking great as Robotnik.
I really do want to see that.
It was genuinely pretty damn good, to be fair. It was. It was all right.
Laugh. I mean,
his heart was in the right place, and you could tell.
Which is something that a lot of entertainment doesn't have to say.
Oh yes,
these days.
No heart.
That has to be applauded, doesn't it?
Yes, as I said on a stream yesterday, Superman and Lois, heart in the right place, and by God, it goes a long way, doesn't it?
It really does. You really do notice the difference.
Do you notice the difference, Cockney?
I do notice a difference. I'm always noting down the difference, going, oh, look at that difference between something that's got heart in it and something that's completely heartless, some corporate bollocks with no heart or brain or anything. None of the main characters from Wizard of Oz represented. I mean, heart or brain, but no, all we get is Last Jedi and fucking Picard, isn't
Always
it?
goes to Jedi, doesn't it? Always.
Well, just post.
At least we've got it out of the way. 7 minutes. We've got it out of the way. So.
Well, yeah. As we speak, literally, Swap Shop is literally. It's a film so bad that Swap Shop is replacing it as we speak. I mean, that's how relevant it is. It's not a random time, old boy. Swap Shop right now is literally writing "Not the Last Jedi." That is pretty much the working title, isn't it?
True.
The Jedi After the Last Jedi.
Yeah,
that's how bad it is. It's motivated this young man to come up with something better.
I
applaud the attempt.
Yeah, because
he's doing it.
He is good on him. Good on him.
I'll tell you what, I had a crisis last night when I realised that I hadn't written myself into a corner, but
into a coma.
I'd forgot. Actually, that would be good because I was so knackered at the time. But I realised that there was a part of the story that I'd kind of not missed, but sort of overlooked. Addressed that just a tiny little thing, but the implications of it were huge. And I thought, oh shit, no, I need to go back and address it. So I've got to now go back into a previously written scene, which I'm really proud of, and kind of pull it apart and reconnect. That's what I'm doing right now. I can't leave it alone until that's done.
The thing is, I know what you mean there. That's a sign of an intricate plot, isn't it? You've just one thread. Oh no, the whole thing hold together. The rest of the plot.
Yeah, it makes you really realise how convoluted what you've done is. It's not convoluted as in the sense of it's just like spaghetti. It's convoluted where there's so many disparate elements because it's Star Wars, it's fantasy. There's so many kind of underlying. It's like an onion, there's so many levels to it that you
make you cry.
You change it. Hopefully, yeah.
When you chop into it, does it make you cry?
It makes me cry whenever I chop into it.
Oh, bless you. Bless you.
It makes you realise that how intricate fantasy sci-fi is, and how changing one tiny little bit can influence so many other bits. You have to be so careful about what you're doing. It's just it can be a massive headache when you're doing it.
Has it developed any plot holes yet?
I'll ask me that once I've read through it a second time properly. But as far as I'm aware, I haven't got any yet.
So, just for the new viewers, you are writing a treatment for Star Wars, replacing which films?
Last Jedi.
Replacing episodes 8 and 9.
So, 8 is The Last Jedi, isn't it? So you're following, right? So you're not correcting The Force Awakens.
What is the first rule of Fight Club? Don't let Rian Johnson write the middle part of your trilogy. It's a very specific rule that we hold very close to our hearts here at Right Club. First rule of Right Club: do not let.
You should have got Rian Johnson on here tonight.
Well, he's certainly welcome. That's part of as I was mentioning on my Fluffer show earlier. Burnett's law is be nice to the people that you're slagging off. Kennedy, Roundheads, all them chumps. Always welcome here.
Yeah, have you?
I did get in touch with him, Mr. Brown.
And
I copied you in. I added you.
I've not heard anything back.
Oh yeah, he said maybe.
Is he so aloof?
No, he isn't.
No, because he's obviously a busy guy. He's an author himself. So.
Oh, is he? Right. Okay.
Yeah, he said.
Okay.
He said that he's up for it, but he's just willing to. He needs to get a time when it's best for you guys, and then he'll try and fit around it. If you know what I mean.
Okay, I think I probably would maybe just have to kind of get into the mindset of doing something a little bit more serious. Do you know what I mean?
What? So... Fuck off.
Oh, ruin the man baby is not a serious person. I think he can get away with the usual chaotic bullshit that we talk about.
Yeah, it's like an onion again, because we're serious, because we're funny, because we're funny, because we're serious. You know, when the joke.
And I've just started crying.
That's a postmodern comment on modern entertainment. That is.
We can get him on because he's a fascinating guy because of his online.
Send him a link now. See if he comes on.
The poll that he's got going at the moment. I'm just about to send it. Actually, he's got a poll going on about who's the greatest Star Wars shill.
That is brilliant.
Got right down to the finals now.
I can't believe Campia's out. I cannot believe Campia's out. I'm not having that. In fact, you've got to bring him on. Campia deserves to be in the final. He's a top fucking shill.
Matthew.
Come on.
But he's taken a lot of heat over the people that have been included in it, even though it's only satire. But these people are like so threatened by it that they've been trying to cancel him again.
Yeah, because he's put Hidalgo over Campia. There's no way. That was a fixed referee. There's no way Campia should have fucking had that. Hidalgo is in the business. He should lose points for that. It should be weighted. No, Hidalgo. No, you are not a better shill than Campia. No, I'm right into it. What
does shill mean? Because I'm thick.
I know.
It's someone that's freely advertising for a corporation, declaring that they love it when they're secretly on some kind of payroll to do the job.
Even worse than advertisers, because advertisers.
Well, it's not us because we don't get a fucking penny, do we?
Well,
no, exactly. We're not shill. No, when we're actually positive about something, it's because
the only perk we get is from we do. Don't forget our wonderful
StreamYard.
StreamYards. Who provide us with the software courtesy. We love you. Yep. Thank you.
I haven't paid for any so far. I will.
Yes.
Promise, but I haven't yet. So there you go.
I'll just say hail to Cruel Birab. Hello, mate. How are you doing?
Cruel Birab. Hello, sir.
I saw briefly on Twitter, just before I came on, there is a petition to get rid of KK. Sign the petition. Can you fucking believe it?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can easily believe it.
I'm in two minds already.
WTF?
Yeah, I think that. I mean, they're probably not. You know, there's not going to have any kind of official effect. But what it does do, it kind of makes the online community aware that there's, that this dissatisfaction is present and it's real. And it will get back to Lucasfilm. So, I mean, sign it, whether it makes a difference or not, just sign it because it's one way of letting them know how you feel.
I'm going to take an educated guess here. If KK doesn't go, I think Favreau will walk.
Well, I don't know. It's a struggle of will. If Favreau goes, then it's over.
Murmurs of disagreement over here already on that, Brown.
Yeah, go on, mate.
I just think, broadly speaking, I think the world's complicated enough. And there's already enough about the past that's complicated. Plus, you've got the filter of the past, bad observation, poor senses, bad recall, deliberate lying. History is a bloody nightmare, mate. Hypotheticalizing about the future.
It is, mate.
So I'm basically no future, punk, mate. It's 1976 all over again. No future. That's why you'll find me zoning out anything about potential firings, future hirings, future films, film releases. Like June actually got June is wrapped, but it's not coming out like a bad buffering. June equals buggy. So I'm not talking about anything until it's on Blu-ray. So I don't know. So if there's so that's the whole thing. I don't know if the petition's a good idea or not.
Kathy makes good coffee.
Kathy makes good coffee. And I agree with Burnett.
It's American coffee, though. I don't think Americans can make good coffee.
You're right. That's the main point. Let's discuss the coffee. I'm drinking one now.
And that's the irony of it all. She makes great coffee by American standards, not by our standards.
So actually, her coffee's shite after all. She's got a European in.
Yeah.
French made. Well, that's the thing about the French maids. They do actually make a fantastic coffee.
French coffee?
No, Italian. Actually, Irish cream at the moment. So no, French maid making Irish cream coffee. Fantastic. 1 lump or 2? You decide. What?
2 lumps.
Not half. Top lumps.
Matthew, did you put the DM to Mr. Ruin?
You're keen, aren't you?
I've just tagged him into the tweet that I put out for the show, so I'll DM him.
I think, Matthew, if we do get him on here, I think you should host it.
I suppose I could do. I mean, I don't know if I know him better than anyone else, but I think you're always good as a host, Mr. Brown. You always seem to know.
It's your bag, though, isn't it? Star Wars.
Well, yeah, I suppose, but I mean, we all got a hand in it, really, haven't we?
Yeah. Hello, Choc Liver over here. Star Wars 77.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
I agree with Swap Shop. You do it, Brown. It's your channel. You fucking
right. Okay, so I'm kind of impartial, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I could easily, I could geek out all over because I'm quite a fan of Ruin. See, I've conflated the two in my mind. They're one person. Ruin the Man Baby is which one's the parody and which one's the talented director writer. I don't even know anymore.
Do you know what? I tell you what I think.
Are you getting the round-headed genius on, or are you getting Ruin on? See, I don't. That's not technically a joke. You know what I mean? Because I don't even know who I'm referring to in either case. You know what I mean? Had all the structural integrity of a joke, but no punchline. But you all still laughed out there, didn't you? Harrison snored.
I think a good show would be to get on some of the, like the A-list kind of people like Ruin Johnson and STD Sucks people.
Yeah. Liz Hurley. I want to get Liz Hurley on.
Well, yes. Yeah. Nobody knows who STD Sucks is.
No one knows who you are.
STD Sucks, yeah. I think I follow him.
Who's STD Sucks? What are you talking about?
He's the premier hater of Discovery.
Is he? I thought that was Robert Meyer Burnett.
Okay, I'll stand corrected.
But he just does it in such a charming, positive kind of fun way.
I think Ruin Johnson, Robert Meyer Burnett, STD Sucks.
No! What are you trying to always do this? Overpower it. You want all the superstars who all go. You are an E-head, aren't you? You just want everything all in one go. Munch. Just calm it down a bit, will you, Brown? I'm starstruck enough for having Swap Shop on here. You know what I mean?
Says Cockney Spot. Can you believe that, Matt? Can you believe what he just fucking said?
No, I can't. I don't believe it at all.
What a load of old bollocks.
Unbelievable. No, you've got too many superstars. You want to spread them out a bit. It's like dropping all your top. You said you're a DJ. You don't drop all your boss tunes all in one go.
You don't. Yep. Ruin is a laugh. I'm going to speak proper. Ruin is a laugh. I follow him. Yeah, we need to get him on here.
He's a constant source of entertainment. That's one of the very few reasons why it's a good idea to have Twitter.
Because of Ruin the Man Baby.
It is.
Agreed.
He's a unique selling point for Twitter. That alone, he is. It's like that's the one that should come as a free account every time you log on to Twitter.
It's the haters, the little yoiks that spoil Twitter.
But that's what I noticed. He shouldn't be getting any hate because, as I tweeted out myself, I retweeted his retweet of Ryan Johnson himself going, "I like your channel, mate. It's a bit of a laugh." So the original Ruin the Roundhead himself approves of Ruin the Roundhead. So the person that it's parodying approves. You know what I mean? It's like if I had certain channels give me the seal of approval to my biting parody, stinging sarcasm. It's all done in love, mate, isn't it? You've got to study a subject for years to be able to parody them. So we know that at a certain level, Ruin the Man Baby is loved by his parody account on Twitter.
On 20 minutes.
Level 42, when the sun goes down, see a lady sitting in the bar.
So,
baby, come too far.
The thing is, we're ruined at the moment because he's taking a lot of heat from these shills who are trying to get him cancelled from Twitter. Even though
really,
yeah, even though that constitutes as targeted harassment. Which against, right?
Really,
yeah,
really.
And I don't think Twitter have stepped in at all yet. But I think he'd be a worthy guest to have on to talk about the situation because it's I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, I thought you were excelling in fantastic timing there, Brown, but clearly quite ignorant and just a lucky coincidence. Well done, Brown.
You are a bastard, aren't you, when you get going?
God, I'm only testing it to see if you're listening.
Unfortunately, yes.
Good lads. But that's good. You're amazing. That means you're blessed with the luck of the gods.
I know you never listen when you
Oh, if only they knew. I'm taking notes. got a dossier on all of you. Do a Spock show without me on it. How dare you?
I remember he. What's the word? What's that word? Doxed himself. Doxed.
Do you remember the good old days before the goes down?
Again, I am stupid, and I admit that.
I'm with stupid.
Doxed. Doxed.
Yeah. Doxed.
What's that mean?
It's a place, county seat in Oxfordshire. What's doxed? Fantastic. But the old
is it nice this time of year?
Ah, fantastic. Bit autumnal, what?
What?
Doxed, hardo. Doxing like boxing.
Oh, okay.
Dox you, mate.
Yeah, it means basically being outed, but not outed for your identity, outed for exposing you to anyone that might employ you, anyone that might follow you, anyone that might not know who you really are online. You're basically hung out to dry so everyone can see who you are and what you've done. And I think it was Pablo Hidalgo or someone like that, or maybe I can't remember who exactly did it now, but they didn't like his satire, so they attempted to dig into his online history, found out he was an author called Anthony Ergo, and then proceeded to try and shame him openly on social media. And he was one step ahead of them and thought, screw you guys, I'm not going to let you do it. I'll do it to myself. And completely sidestepped. He did it on his own terms, basically, and stopped them. It's basically took away their power.
All right, he revealed himself and just, this is me.
That's it, exactly, yeah. And just came out himself saying who he was, declared who he was and why he was doing what he was doing, and no one unfollowed him as far as I'm aware. I think it only just gained him more attention and gained him more followers. So their attempt to bury him completely backfired.
See, Streisand effect. Barbara Streisand.
Okay. Yeah.
Michael Yalchuk. Ah, yes, the good old offence archaeology. Yeah. So everybody knows who he is now, and that's given him now the advantage to just pile in, yes?
Yeah, and they're not so much because they can't dox him because he did it himself. So he's, they're powerless to do that. What they're actually doing now is just trying to get all of his online accounts cancelled so they don't feel threatened anymore.
What's he been saying? What's offensive?
Nothing about it is offensive. It's just satire, and these people are so without humour. They have the standard sense of humour bypass that they've take offence at literally everything, like all these idiots do. Don't see the humour in a modicum of what he's doing. If they had any kind of sense of humility whatsoever, they just roll with it, go along with it. But they don't. They're completely threatened by it. So because of that, they're complaining to Twitter to have him taken off the platform.
Does the truth hurt?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Clearly it does.
It's like being shown a mirror of yourself, isn't it? They don't like it.
They don't like it, Upham.
They don't like the cold steel.
They don't like it. The cold steel of the hard mirror of the face of truth of the metaphorical reality.
Cold light of day, yeah.
And that's all the little KK clan.
Yeah, it's all the shills that are desperately trying to.
Oh, the shills as well, right? Okay.
Yeah, they're desperately trying to support corporations' behaviour, a soulless corporation's behaviour, and Kathleen Kennedy's destruction of a franchise they claim to love.
I'll be honest. I genuinely do not understand this at all. I just can't understand the thinking behind it all. Surely they're just here to entertain us.
Well, yeah, that used to be the case.
Oh, it
used to be the case.
They're here to sell us sweets.
Yeah, basically these.
But they're not. Tell that to the shareholders meeting.
Shilling's like a recent thing over the last 5 years. It's a media thing where companies, corporations, whoever buy the favour of by the voice of critics or supporters. So they coerce them with benefits and little backhander.
We need benefits on here.
Yeah, a little backhander perk.
I need more friends with benefits.
And
I'd like one, yes.
And in doing that, they kind of they lock in their support basically. So the shill then is duty bound and obliged to only speak positively and only gush positive things about a certain IP.
So it's just brainwashing, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, and it's paying the shills to be influencers, if you like, and try and brainwash, gaslight other people into liking something.
My God, it's like Germany. It's like Europe. 1930s.
Yeah, they can't see they're being used. They're tools, basically. And ever since the last film of the the Palpatine trilogy, Palpatine saga, whatever, was shown in cinemas, and ultimately failed.
Tragedy.
$1 billion, it failed. A lot of shills have been dropped, and they realised that they're only being used as a tool by Disney and by Kennedy Film to promote their bullshit. And they realised and thought, oh shit, there we go. Yes, Glavko's got it right. Access media, free tickets, early screenings, etc. Yeah. And once they realised the journey was over, then they stopped shilling, and some people even turned against them. But some of them are diehards, and it's almost like it's admitting they were wrong all along, and they just won't do it. Yeah, useful idiots, well done, Cruel. They won't admit that they're in the wrong, and what they've been doing is completely antithetical to the brand and the fandom. And they keep going with it, like they double down. Basically, they're still going doubling down, ploughing
they're wrong
the ground. Yeah,
doubling down. I mean, I'm stubborn, but that's ridiculous.
I know. And Ruin's just calling them out in an indirect, humorous way.
What they're doing is ridiculous. If it wasn't so ridiculous, it would be scary. Well, that's why we've got to have him on, because now it is the Streisand effect. Now Ruin,
where the fuck is
he deserves even more exposure, more fans, more clicks, more likes, and more fame. That's what he deserves.
It's almost 30 minutes, and we've just got warmed up now, so it'd be perfect for him to come in right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you wish, mate. What? Threesome not enough for you, honey?
Well, as I said, I can't understand a lot of this. I know why it's happening, but as I said a moment ago, they're just here to sell sweets.
To tell sweets or sell sweets?
I think it is to tell, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Freudian slip accepted. They usually would be all about the selling. Now they're all about the telling. They want to be telling us stuff, sweet nothings, and giving us nothing.
Go to your favourite sweet shop and buy some nice sweets.
I'll have one of these, and 2 of those, please. Come on, Auntie, we'll miss the bus. Yeah. Ridiculous, really. The sweets have gone sour. They've gone off. And look at all the plastic wrappers in the ocean, forming an island of muck in the ocean. A metaphor wrapped up within a reality that is actually happening. The ice caps are melting. Look at that one.
They are, mate. They are.
The size of Florida. Crash. Look, the earth is... the blackness. Black. Sorry, so what were we talking about?
We're talking about blackness and Disney and just
same
Disney.
Thing. Yeah, I think that's the thing. The logo's been corrupted in my eyes. Now when I think of Mickey Mouse, I do think of this sharp-toothed rodent with a switchblade. Gives you fucking money, you cunts. Yeah.
Where do you think it's gonna? Where do you think it's gonna go, Matt? On 30 minutes.
Civil War. Oh, sorry, you said Matt.
What, the whole shilling thing?
Yeah, no. Where at this moment we are Carano down. There's
Carano down.
Carano down. That's a film in itself.
Yeah, we got a Carano down.
We're going down on Carano.
What? How dare you?
I've got too many other things tonight.
She's crushed his head with her thighs. What?
Indeed. So, as I said, I personally think Favreau will go because he's being prevented.
Here we go, predicting the future again.
Never predict the future.
Never predict. Yeah, in one universe he'll go, in another universe he'll stay.
Is it?
Your predictions, sir, are predicated on the notion that we only live in one universe. We'll be branching off to a new universe every 5 minutes. Some he stays, some he goes, some he becomes president of the United States.
No,
many realities. Just which one
I
are we
kind of get the feeling. I kind of get the feeling we're not going to see the Mandalorian again.
Healing. Hooray! Rubbish anyway.
It depends really on what Kathleen Kennedy's got planned, what her strategies involve between now and when she leaves.
Destruction of Western civilization, you patriarchal fuckers.
Yeah, well, whenever she does leave, that is, whether it's
never
this year or before she's put into a casket. But you could say, oh no, Favreau's on board, indefinitely now. That's it. He's got the Mandalorian going. He's never going to leave. But she could pull anything out at any time. After season 2 finished, you could think that's it. Mandalorian's the most successful Star Wars.
Pedro's doing something else, isn't he?
Pedro
well
is using Adobe.
Yeah. But then Mandalorian's not going to be released for
I don't think we're going to see it again.
Never again will we see
It's possible, but you've got to think that it's too popular for Disney to drop.
They've got what they want now, Boba Fett.
Yeah, but that's not the Mandalorian. It's not necessarily going to have Grogu in it. It's not going to have Luke in it. It's just about Boba Fett.
Luke,
one part. That's only one piece to the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian's the brand that's got everyone's attention. That's got all the wine mums, cuteness of the child. It's got all the adolescent lads and dads watching because of Cara Dune, which is really sexy. It's got the action. It's got a lot going for it. And even though it's got a lot of problems, it's still got a lot going for it. And it's got a formula, and a formula works. And it's the most practically working formula that Disney Kennedy film has had since they bought the franchise.
No, you're right about the Cara Dune bit. I mean, as long as they keep her in the show, they got it made.
Yeah. But they've got 2 years now before it's on screen again to pull out something special for season 3, right? They've set up a lot of things for season 3 that they could do and explore. So it potentially could be the best one yet, even without certain people involved. But there's plenty of other series that are also in development at the moment as well. Now, I don't know if Favreau, Filoni, and Kevin Feige or whoever else is on board have got any involvement with those. But if they haven't, then they're probably not going to be as successful as Mandalorian, because Mandalorian's kind of got a mini dream team working on it that's made it as successful as it is, because it's got the fans in mind. That show does have the fans in mind. That's where Lucasfilm stuff fails, is when they don't have the fans in mind, when they just start creating crap to preach, or because they think they know Star Wars and clearly they don't. When you don't have the fans in mind, you don't have the lore and the history and the integrity of the brand and the original trilogy in mind, you are going to create something that's crap ultimately, and fans are just going to reject it and ignore it, like the High Republic books and media that have been released recently. It's just been completely ignored. It's failing on every level. All the action figures of the characters that no one likes, just collecting mud in landfills everywhere. They've been recycled into plastic to be remade into other more popular figures. So if Favreau leaves the show, which is possible because Kathleen Kennedy could strategically construct a scenario to give him no choice between now and then it's over, because they're never going to get anyone on board in time to save the franchise. Favreau's got what it takes to know what the fans want. He's a fan himself, and he knows what that formula is to make it successful. You get rid of him, it's going to fall. He's like the the second leg.
Why doesn't he just buy it?
Franchise.
Why doesn't he just buy Lucasfilm?
I don't think he's got $4 billion in his pocket, has he?
I don't think it's worth that, though. It used to be.
Disney will sell it for, no less, whether it's worth it or not. They won't, and then there's the fact that I don't think Disney will give it up unless it stops being profitable, and it's still being profitable at the moment. Maybe give it 2 years more of Kathleen Kennedy's sabotage might actually tank it. But until then, it's still taking money, because just off the name of The Mandalorian, people are now really excited for season 3. The normies are involved again. That's where the main bucks are. Where you get the normies on board, then you're just gonna see dollar signs everywhere. So the normies are all waiting for season 3, and now the Boba Fett series has been promoted off the back of season 2. So the normies are on board for that as well. So they've got the normies interested between season 2 and season 3. So they've got this tidal wave of profit rolling in still. But Kennedy is hell bent on sabotaging the whole thing just for her personal ideology. She doesn't want profit. She doesn't care about success. All she cares about is sending a message. And that's been prevalent ever since the crap that she's come out with in interviews over the last 3 years.
And join us for part 2 of Disney shareholder meeting.
Yeah, fucking day after.
And they just keep bringing out to sabotage the franchise with. They're always snatching victory from the jaws of success. Sorry, snatching failure from the jaws of success. And from the jaws of victory, and
victoriously getting a snatch from Victoria's Secret. No, hang on, that's not right.
They've just got the
grabbing a pansy from the negligee of failure. No,
they've just destroyed the only decent snatch that was in the show. So it's kind of
victorious, but not a success for Queen Victoria for her snatch. No, hang on, that's not right. What?
Is Star Wars your number one? Is Star Wars your number one?
Mine?
Yes.
It's always been my number one IP to follow. I mean, throughout the 90s, there was so little to do with it available that I was really full on into Star Trek Next Generation and DS9.
Yeah.
Because that was the only kind of freely available sci-fi that was out there that you could consume. And Star Trek was just really cerebral, and it didn't insult your intelligence. And watching every episode was just like, you felt like it was a workout for your brain, but also a massive injection of dopamine, because it was amazing entertainment at the same time. And there was nothing else out there like it. It was very clever, it expanded your brain. It kind of took you to places where you never thought existed. It was just an amazing experience to watch it. And that's what Star Wars used to do, but it wasn't available anymore until the expanded universe started with the Timothy Zahn novels, which was kind of the start of the resurgence. And then the expanded universe kind of told George Lucas that there was still an audience for it. So he brought out the special editions for the original trilogy, then the prequels, etc., and it just completely rebooted the resurgence for it. And the support from Lucasfilm for the fans was there again, because they knew people just wanted to spend money on it, so they were stupid to ignore it. So during the 90s was a very fallow period, but I was still kind of on board. I was still reading things and still interested, still buying the figures, which got re-released in the 90s as well, even though there were no films available. So I was kind of back on board with all that. So there were no other franchises really that have filled its shoes. I mean, there's loads of other things that I enjoy, but that's the main one, because that's what was in my brain when I was 4 years old when I saw it in the cinema, and nothing else has come close to how great it is. So I have to say that's my number one.
I think, as we've said previously, the prequels should never have been made. It should have been a straight continuation.
I wish, that's what I would.
Biggest missed opportunity in merch in history, I think.
Yeah, because it was prime time. I mean, you still could have got the actors on board. They were still a decent age.
Yeah.
And they would have all been willing, I'm sure, even though Harrison Ford's always spoken.
He's a grumpy old bastard, but
you give him enough money, he would have done it. I mean, look, he came back for episode 7, so you can't tell me that he wouldn't have done the official episode 7 that was set directly after Return of the Jedi. That's where Lucas slipped up before selling it. he didn't make the sequel trilogy when it was prime.
Do you think Lucas regrets it?
I'm sure he does. I could only
live on
his child. It's his child.
What do you think?
How can he not regret how can he not regret selling something to a company that's basically RAPEing his child publicly? And he can't do anything about it. He just had to stand by and watch.
And his friend, allegedly.
The White Slavers of Lucasfilm, headed by someone who I put in there myself. La 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 la.
That must really hurt.
Yeah. That's 4D chess from George. That is.
I reckon
he's going to buy it back for $1. Good move.
I wonder what he's thinking. I'd love to know what he's thinking about it.
I think probably that.
There could be a book in itself, just with his thoughts.
I'm sure there's people out there that assume he's laughing and thinking, "There you go, ungrateful fans, you're getting what you deserve." But he's not that
easy.
He's not a malicious person in that way. So I don't think he is thinking.
I will crush you like a bug.
I think it's more about he's more regretting selling it because of what it's now been turned into. Over 40 years, it was held in such high regard and mythical status. And within 5 short years, Disney has just completely reduced it to dreck, just any other old mediocre.
It's not that good, mate. It's not that good.
No, not at all. They've just reduced it to a pile of crap. And it was mythical before that. It was timeless, and with their meddling, they've just ruined it.
What do you think, Courtney?
Honey, I Shrank the Franchise. How to destroy an IP in 5 years. It's amazing. It's quite efficient work, really. I mean, goodness me. Sacking of Rome even took a couple of attempts. You know what I mean?
All just to stick it to the patriarchy.
I mean, Star Wars destroyed forever. Brilliant.
So, do you think the same is going to happen with the JJ Superman crap?
Yeah, it's already happened. He has destroyed it already. It's too late now. Yep, it's already happened preemptively, just with the choices that have been made. Where's Cavill? Cavill is Superman because Reeve's not about. Simple as that. If Reeve was about, we'd have Reeve. If anything, make Cavill a bit more like Reeve. Go on, I dare you. But we were talking about this with Thingy on the what's his name show on My Amazing Channel just the other day, probably yesterday. So many broadcasts yesterday blurs into one. Was it problem being? I think so. But
how many hours did you transmit yesterday?
All of them. 24.
Oh, 24.
Yeah. See, I mean,
nice.
it's the whole race thing. Is it ages to say we were brought up in the 80s? Love see no colour. I don't care what colour you are, mate. So of course I've got nothing against a black Superman, but obviously if someone's going to quote unquote change his quote unquote race, then by pumping in a bit more melanin, whatever makes you happy, then that's if it didn't make a difference, they wouldn't do it. So it makes a difference to someone. So that's fine. It's a different Superman. I do happen to like Cavill. So with JJ, I guess I got JJ prejudice. It's ruined because JJ's on the project. But quite frankly, I was actually, I do actually spend even some of what should be my leisure time just meditating on these things. I think just JJ is Lost. It goes back to Lost. JJ should have been punished for Lost and been hung out to dry and never been allowed to touch anything. And he's fucked Star Trek. He's fucked Star Wars. I'm sorry, JJ, but in the spirit of what would Mr. Burnett say? Come on, lads, let's not be so negative and snippy about these working professionals. And he'd be quite right too. The Baron of buffering is quite right. I like his polite, respectful approach to humanity. But sometimes I think bollocks to that, mate. I'd like to have JJ on here right now and say, JJ, you're a muppet, mate. You go around destroying franchises with your half-baked plots that don't have any endings. I saw your TED talk on mystery boxes, and you clearly were making up as you went along, as I am with this rant. Ironically enough, I'm JJing my JJ rant. I don't know where it's going, so I'm just going to abandon it now.
Are you mystery boxing your own mystery box?
Oh, it's meta of me, isn't it? I don't know where I was going with that rant. It ended up being a pointless load of bollocks. Now we're going to time travel
much
to
like
an earlier episode
JJ.
of that rant. Just like Lost. Here we go. We're going to go back now, rewind to another part where I was on the island ranting about JJ. Another thing about that JJ is have you seen that TED talk? I have. and now back to the present. See, it's all over the place. It started good, and fell apart. See how meta I'm being? I'm doing to my own argument what JJ does to other franchises. At least I pick my own argument to be more like JJ. I'll pick a swap shop argument. Well, the thing is about The Last Jedi, it's lacking character narrative structure. Let's rewind that and go nowhere with it. See, now I've taken someone else's very clever argument and just turned it into part of pointless mush. It's like, excuse me while I move on to Superman to get more money.
We've got, I do, mate. We've got some hot news. Hopefully, Ruan Johnson will be on the show this week.
Liz Hurley's written back.
No, she hasn't. Sorry to disappoint, mate.
Well, I need to tell him to fuck off. Yeah.
Obviously, that'd be nice. I mean, that's something, isn't it? Exactly. When they start disagreeing with you. Speaking of which, Freddie Prinze. I mean, I only asked once. That's my style. So come on, get on the channel, Freddie. I'm not asking. I'm telling you. All right, move on. Freddie Prinze Jr. He's my dog.
Who do we need to get on with Ruan Johnson then, Matt?
No one.
Just have him on.
With the Ruin.
Just get him on get Mega Geek and Problem on as well if you can.
Yeah, the usual suspects.
Right. Okay. All right. We'll make that happen then this week at some point.
Because they've got very astute, articulate minds, far greater than mine. So I think they'd offer some really decent questions.
Yeah, what he said.
So that would be 1, 2, 3. That would be 6 people on the stream. Jesus, I've never done 6 people before.
Possibly, or you can just pick and choose out of those, out of those guests.
I'll disappear. I'll let Cockney host it.
Fuck off. You're hosting it.
All right, I'll host it.
I'm hosting Stig, remember? Got one focus on one thing at a time.
Stig,
where are you, mate? Yeah, I'm hosting a Stig with Brown.
Stig, as in Stig Kenobi?
No, as in
Commander Culture.
Oh, does he call himself Stig?
No, I call him.
It's
Stig.
our nickname.
It's gonna stick.
All right.
I am the namer of people. I call him Stig. He's Stig. So this other Stig, he's gonna have to get his own name now because Stig means Commander Culture. Just program your brains, everyone. When Cockney says Stig, you think Commander Culture.
I thought it was quite sad how
did you
this week? I did. Let me elaborate. Superman and Lois came out this week, and everybody was genuinely surprised, and so much good feeling towards it. And then, boom! JJ comes in and just fucking blows it out of the water, doesn't he?
See, that one's not Cavill either. What's up with that?
To be fair, there was nothing wrong with it. Obviously, it's not Cavill.
Why didn't they have Cavill?
TV.
Or is it because it's TV?
Because it's TV, yeah. And it's all connected
TV
with that.
Snob.
It's all connected with that Arrowverse stuff. But
so it is actually a separate universe. See, this is a through line on our chat. It's literally a separate universe within DC canon, correct?
Apparently, it's this isn't my. I don't know anything about this, so this is what I've heard. It's the Arrowverse.
Right, so it's a separate universe then.
Yes, Matt, do you know anything about it, or am I just clutching at straws here?
Yeah, come on, Swap Shop.
No, I think you're right. I don't know much about it because I've just stayed well clear of the CW. Everything they release seems to be just utter cheese. I cannot stand releases.
Cheesy wank.
Which is why I haven't watched it. But I've heard good things about it, so maybe they're turning things around. I don't know.
Have you watched it yet?
No. I just don't want to get into it. I know it's going to go woke. I know it's going to go woke.
Well, apparently HBO have piled a load of money into it, which is probably why it stands a chance of being half decent.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll wait for the end of the series. If it hasn't gone woke by the end, maybe I'll watch it. But then there's always season 2. And the SJWs and NPCs are going to see how popular it is and leap on it and make all these demands that he gets turned into a non-white
NPCs?
woman and whatever. Yeah.
Non-player characters.
Yeah, non-player basically just brainless automatons that receive signals from whatever organization tells them.
The central computer. Computer says cancel.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. basically like video game non-player characters who just walk around reciting a certain phrase or line that they've downloaded from the master computer program.
Or like, you know, those orcs in Dungeons and Dragons. You know, when you play
So it is
Dungeons and Dragons,
brainwashing, isn't it?
Slaying all those
minutes.
orcs, NPCs, non-player characters.
Yeah, these kind of people see pop culture and entertainment as like the be-all and end-all of their existence. These are the ones that have a crisis whenever anything they like gets criticised because it threatens it gives them an existential crisis. It's a threat to their beliefs and their view of the world and their position in it. So, US Dutch Kitty, hello, madam.
She one of your friends? Hail,
she
Dutch.
is a mutual Doomcock aficionado, and also, God bless her brother as well, is going through a very hard time at the moment. So, everyone say
hail,
shout out,
hail to her, and also wish her brother best wishes as well. So glad to have you on. Glad to have you listening. By the way, I just sent her a link out randomly, hoping that she'd be free. So turns out she is. I've forgotten where I was now. Oh yeah, that's it. Man, yeah. I think that the NPCs as they are, they haven't received the notification from the computer yet to tell them to go and latch onto it. They soon will though, and all the weight and pressure that the show is going to get from these morons online is going to make the writers
cancel now.
Quota pressure and just unfortunately change it to suit these idiots.
Fire Gina Carano.
Yeah. Basically.
What is the age group of these people? The kind of teens to early 20s?
They're all ages, really.
Oh, right, okay.
But there's a huge amount of them that are young because they're so impressionable. They think the first thing they read on social media is the gospel, and then enough of them sort of glom together like molecules, and they form this sort of brain dead collective. And the more of them that form this group, the more satellite groups latch onto it and create this whole bunch of shit talking NPCs. And then they form a very loud voice, and these companies and production companies and movie companies and whatever bow to this overwhelming screeching voice that's coercing them to change their show in whatever way. And then it just goes woke, and that's it. It's all over.
Computer says no, you will cancel, exterminate, you will cancel, we will transfer the doctor, transfer the doctor to be not entertaining, exterminate.
Is it me?
Or?
Nice pause.
No.
He said to the cat.
I just don't get it. Is it me?
Is it me you're looking for? Hello?
It is you. I can hear your voice.
Okay, right. I don't fucking get it.
It's not just you. We're all here together.
I don't get it.
You don't get it. It's a common
Dutch Kitty.
The world's confusing.
Dutch Kitty. I don't get it. Why are people like this? Why are they just thriving on negativity?
You and I should get along so awfully. You know what I mean?
I don't get it.
Push mode, ahead of their time there. People are people. People. Why should it be?
You and I
should get along so awfully. I've never even tweeted you. So
okay, I'll just say, Dutch Kitty, why are these people behind their keyboards?
I don't understand.
And Twitter accounts. Why are they so awful?
Help me understand.
Why are they so awful? Why do they just want to burn anything good? Anybody know?
Hollywood burn.
Anybody know?
If they can't have it their way, then they want it destroyed, or they want it taken off air. If they can't see something that they personally agree with and agrees with their personal politics, but
is it the companies themselves who have programmed these little fucktards to be like this?
Fucktards on 54:30.
Fucktards, everybody. Fucktards.
Yeah, it's spite and malice. That's the motivation behind it all. If they can't have it, then no one else can.
I blame the parents. I've always said
fucktards for a teenage modern family from the town of liberal parents.
Hollywood.
It's a place for you and
fucktards. We're the fucktards.
We're going to be cancelling you and me. First they came to Gina, then they came for the rest of the nerd family. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. Now here's Ellis.
As we've said on previous streams, it's people like us that are trying to prevent it.
The bull walk.
Yeah. And, you know, we're doing it for the benefit of these people, but they're so fucking dumb and stupid.
And the subscribers. We're also doing it for the subscribers.
Yeah, I will say new viewers in the chat land, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, to the channel, to Cockney Spock's channel, and my channel, any channel,
all the channels. What are you doing if you're not subscribing?
Just subscribe to all the channels, but
we need the clicks, goddammit.
We do. We need the view hours to, you know.
Be ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
We're like a mystery box with a point. We're going somewhere with this. So join the fun train now before it gets super
Our
trendy.
friend Cruel says, fucktard, highly technical and scientific term. Oh, yes.
Quite right. Yep. It's in all the manuals. Watch out for the fucktards.
Hashtag fucktard.
It's accurate.
Damn fucktards. How dare they? Bayonets for them, what?
Yahtzee, histophobe. Wait, this isn't naked lesbian. It isn't, mate. Sorry.
Well, it can be if you like. I mean, do you have a French-made uniform?
We don't have a liquor license.
Exactly. What liquor? That's extra.
I knew that was coming.
Yep, that's what she said.
Literally.
I knew that was coming as well.
Yep,
that's what she said.
Here. Yep, subvert your expectations again. No, you didn't.
Just talk amongst yourselves. I've been sent a news flash. Bear with me.
Oh, what could it be? Someone's had a haircut. Has shaved his tongue. News at 11. Come on, what is it? What's the latest out there? Is it YouTubers talking about YouTubers? Talking about
Elizabeth Olsen hasn't been cancelled.
Oh, good. That's all right then.
That's news.
That's just
non-event is now news, or indeed denied.
Elizabeth Olsen from WandaVision has not been cancelled.
I didn't know she was going to be cancelled. See, all these talks
of
hypotheticals. Okay, right. So, what was the news then?
Just a question though. Who cancels? Who cancels the cancellers?
We do. That's what I do. I interrupt the interrupters, cancel the cancellers, complain about the complainers, say negative things about the negative people, block the blockers, troll the trolls. If you think about it a little bit deeply, not even too much, it's all an act of positivity. Look, if I don't complain about the potholes in the road, then no one's going to fix the potholes in the road. They are there.
Are you in lockdown now?
Yep. Well, middle lockdown, casual lockdown, lockdown light. It's all right.
Like a 2 week to flatten the curve lockdown.
1 week apparently, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, for the record, claimed to be 7 days from Sunday morning local time, so 24 hours ago, until 7 days being Sunday morning local time, 6 a.m. this coming Sunday, which of course will be Saturday night your time. So next week on Saturday Night Bollocks, we'll see if they flatten the curve.
So obviously you're in Zealand.
Yep. So at least
is it going to make any difference then?
Well, that's the thing. Yes and no. Yes and no, in a way. But let's say I'm going to take it seriously and stay in lockdown just to be on the safe side. Because I've got toilet paper, vodka, and coffee.
That's all you need, mate. Kral Birab, I can relate to this because,
Has he got toilet paper, vodka,
are
and
we
coffee as
allowed
well?
to cancel the cancellers?
Yeah.
Or does that make us as bad as they are?
Actually, good point. You know what? I like a man that's listening because he was listening to me better than I was. No. And in fact, this is no joke. I admit I got it wrong. I put one tweet out saying
it's double standards, ultimately.
Well, because James Gunn got forgiven his cancellation, and if anything, he deserved his cancellation.
Because
Definitely
he's
more
a
than Gina
little
did.
fucker, he is.
He is, and then he basically tweeted out, "Ah ha 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 ha," at Gina Carano. I didn't think much of that, so I started a campaign to cancel James Gunn. But then, basically, live on air, I thought better of it. So, quite right. No, we shouldn't cancel the cancer. That's why, if people want to be offensive on Twitter, good for them. No, don't cancel the cancellers. I'll even test basically. I mean, non-binary, absolute binary. There are limits, but somewhere between free speech and hate speech. But I'd err on the side of freedom. If someone wants to say something they're going to regret later, goodness knows I have. But if appropriate, take it down. But if not asked, leave it up. I'll leave my mistakes up there unless they're really offending someone. In which case, I'll respect their views. But I'm quite happy to make mistakes on air and own them.
We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes. Keep them up there because who's perfect these days?
Yahtzee Istaphobe has just named Nolan's next film Cancelception.
Cancelception, nice. Nolan's left the building.
Except, I wonder where he's going to go because obviously he's left Warner. So I wonder where he's going to go. I reckon he's going to take the Bond franchise over if there's anything left of it.
He's going to make a prequel to Tenet. Call it Tenet 0. Tenet -1. It's a sequel and a prequel at the same time, set in the past and the future.
It's a sequel, but it's set before the original, and the prequel set after it.
Exactly. The main character wakes up with amnesia, wakes up and then gets worked up.
The protagonist.
He's been working for them the whole time. Yeah, this time he's called the antagonist, you see. He goes, what?
Nice.
Who am I? See? You're taking notes,
Who are
Nolan.
you? Who are you? I don't know.
So Tenet -1, the antagonist. Brilliant. And there's a French maid in it, because why not? Right? And she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I was going to ask you the same question. Get your tea on. I might be confused with my own trilogy. I'm kind of in my own Tenet verse at the moment. Did I mention I'm a writer and an artist?
Have you actually wrote anything then?
Yeah, you sound surprised that even at the possibility that might be true. I've written too much, you see. I don't have writer's vomit. I've got writer's vomit. I mean, you know what I mean? Not the other one.
Writer's vomit.
The opposite of writer's block.
That's when you can't stop writing. You just at the bus stop in a restaurant.
I'm in the zone. And you look at
the urinal.
How is so Matt? How is the book going?
It's going all right. I've stopped for the last hour because I've been too busy.
Yeah, but all work and no yak
makes Jack a dull boy. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Well, yeah, I don't really see it as work though. So it's it's a hobby. So work's never a hobby, is it? I think you're doing it wrong if it is.
US Dutch Kitty, I miss having writers or artists vomit. Is that a term or have you just made that up?
It's a term that I made up. Well, because a lot of people talk about
on block, 1 hour 3, you heard it here. When the other channels,
because it is a thing. It's I think you can basically make, if it's a thing that doesn't have a name. I've named it, but it's a thing. And I pity the fool that's got writer's block because someone was talking about. Yep, someone was talking about it just the other day on another channel. Oh, got a bit of the old writer's block. I was like, you obviously haven't tuned into writing.
We seem to have a few writers in the chat.
We're everywhere.
We need fresh new writers and directors instead of recycling the same tepid group over and over
again. Yes.
But Hollywood likes things nice and safe.
Yahtzee Istaphobe, probably his real name or hers, absolutely correct. Couldn't agree more. So let's do it for ourselves. That's the punk spirit. What?
And our friend Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, hello sir. I used to write. I stopped when I realised no one was reading them. Well, maybe you should revisit and start doing it again.
Marketing is a tough issue. That is the thing. Cracking the market is tough. That's true. But that's a separate issue. Do the writing first, then leave marketing to the marketing department. Get an agent. How do I get an agent? You got to market yourself. How do I market myself? Get a marketing department. How do I do that?
Well, you've got the internet.
How do I
got the internet now?
Get an agent.
And social media.
There you go. But do the script first. Do do the writing, the hard bit, when you've actually written something to completion, yes, I am talking to myself, then you can basically penetrate that market. Yeah, we all want to do it, get it done. Shopping list for trilogy.
How is the Blade Runner 2069 going?
It's going to write itself because you're basically Blade running the Blade Runners. I'll interview you in a minute if you're not careful.
Would that be in like a sexual position though? Hence the 69.
No, that's nothing to do with it at all. But
okay, my mistake. Sorry, I do apologise.
It's also a lesson to, even to people that are fans of me as a writer. They'd be going, but Cockney, he does like puns, therefore everything he says must be a pun. Well, not necessarily. It's just, whatever your minds are doing with it, that's up to you. I just like it because it's a round number. Is it a sexual position?
US. It can be any position you want, mate.
That's what she
US,
says.
Indeed. US Dutch Kitty. I mean, Hollywood likes to pay people cheap. How about hiring fans? At least we would make some. At least we would be making them money. Probably writing them better stories, to be fair.
Exactly.
Krual Birab says, is Hollywood creatively bankrupt, or do they simply not want new or fresh ideas? A liberal mind may eventually break away from their agenda. I think it's just trying to find somewhere in the middle. Yeah. Because all this extremes of left, right, up, down. Not good, is it?
Maybe they're doing us a favour, actually, because if they're destroying all these cultural icons, then that's going to make the market hungry for something new and different. So, done, you cultural assassins out there in Hollywood land, you muppets. You're playing directly into our hands. We'll be there to pick up the pieces, i.e. the audience. Thanks very much.
Hunky,
keep it up.
Hunky Chunky, I have been thinking about starting again. Not worried about being published. I was putting them on WordPress and tweeting them out. But when I only get 1 to 2 people reading it, it gets disheartening. Just got to keep plugging away, mate.
Yep. That's why that's why I'm on this channel right now. So I'm talking about it right now. Right now, I'm talking about my forthcoming book, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Cockney Spock's forthcoming book. Absolutely incredible. Buy it now for an incredibly high price because it's worth it. See what I did there?
If it's good, people will read it, yes.
Got to take a cue from the Shermans, basically. They're quite right. Got to be a bit of self-marketing, bit of pizzazz. You're welcome. Exactly.
I think a motivation comes from writing it for yourself primarily. Yes. If you're writing it for other people, when it's easy to get disheartened, because if people aren't interested, then you've lost your audience, or you haven't got an audience to begin with. If you're writing it for yourself, then you're always going to have an audience, and there are other people out there that are like you, and those people will find it eventually. And it's just finding a way until those like-minded people find it, and it'll happen. It's like YouTube. You've got to keep at it, and word of mouth will eventually get around, and you'll start to see success after a while.
Indeed, there'll be quality always comes to the front, doesn't it? So you just got to
keep plugging away to the top. Plugging away.
Keep plugging away, hunky chunky funky monkey. Just keep plugging away, my friend.
Yeah. Don't worry about numbers. Do not worry about numbers. As soon as numbers come into it, then you've lost any passion or drive. It's over.
Be like Netflix.
Do it because you love it. When you stop loving it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Only do it to please yourself because it's something you would like to read, not what other people would like to read.
Yeah. Writing's like sex. You've got to please yourself first. Right?
Shit, that's where I've gone wrong.
And if it makes other people happy, bonus.
Shit.
If you get paid for it, double bonus.
Is sex when you're on your own as well? Does that count?
No, that's wanking. Now,
I'm good at that. I'm good at that.
Now, if there's someone with you helping you, that's mutual masturbation. That's what friendship's really all about.
That's training wheels.
Training wheels.
Whatever it takes.
It's been a while.
Got to relearn how to ride a bike.
You have, mate.
Riding a bike's the best way.
Let's just hope that when you fall off, you remember, so you just get back on it, don't you? Matthew, is this your first? Have you wrote anything before this?
Not to this degree. Only a very long email.
Nice. How many words are you in? Would you estimate?
Let's have a look. Oh, look at this. Right. Right. My maths aren't great. Okay, so it's 3,000. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 369,242 words.
Wow.
42.
And I don't know if this is universal. I don't know if this is universal across Word, which is what I'm using to type it in. But it says I'm 720 pages worth I've written so far.
Wow.
Hell.
I do hope it's backed up several times.
Yeah, I keep emailing it to myself just to make sure.
Do you double email it though?
Well, it's kept in my email, so it's kind of like my email is like a backup of everything, so it always stores whatever I send, so it never gets deleted from there. Even if it gets deleted, it's still in the bin folder. So it'll never.
Cloud. It's on the cloud.
It's in my sent folder. It'll be in the bin folder, and it'll be in my inbox all at the same time. So one of them is always going to be there.
And when did you start this again? Sorry.
Oof. Let me think. Where are we now? February 2018.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. Wow.
Yeah.
3 years.
That's not like constant everyday writing. That's like, I've had like a month off here and there when you just do not feel it at all, or you're just way too busy and you can't physically sit down to do it. But lockdown has helped me progress with it an awful lot.
Do you have an estimate where you think you'll be near completion?
I've tried doing that before and it never works out. So if I was to do it now at gunpoint, I'd say, where are we? January, February. I'd say end of March. If I kept this productivity.
We've got some advice from Cruel. I was thinking this as well, to be fair, Cruel. Stick it on a USB.
Yes, you've just got to keep backing it up constantly. Unfortunately, the worst part is when you
have a physical kind of, a physical stick.
Well, I've sent mine to like 3 different email addresses, so I'm always going to have one. I never trust physical media though, because that can break. You see, and I've had USB drives go down on me.
Yeah, I thought about that. Do you know what the best backup is? To print 10,000 copies of your book and sell them. Yeah. Everyone's got a backup of your work. No, yeah. Really, that is in a way that's what we're doing through the desired success of our books, whether they're fiction or non-fiction, or our scripts, our films, our YouTube videos. Is basically, it's like backup on a massive scale, backed up voluntary by people buying copies because they think they're so precious. That's what it's all about. Brilliant. Or
email digital copies of it to everyone on the planet.
Cockney, exactly. Do you want to read Hunky Funky? Is the message I've put on the chat?
There's a question. I will read it, but I'll let you know afterwards whether I wanted to. All right. The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey says, there are stories I want to write. I was looking at it from the point of view of, if no one wants to read it, why write it? But you're right. I should do it for me. Thanks, guys. Brilliant. Yes. All right. You've changed someone's life there.
Do it.
Thanks to you. So whatever, if it turns out to be a massive hit, brilliant. And if it turns out that it isn't, also brilliant. I mean,
5% commission we'll take.
But the first customer is yourself. So you're going to find out, you might surprise yourself with what you're writing. I mean, if you're really serious about doing the writing, join us on Tuesday nights for Write Club over on my channel with Problem Being and possibly these two, where we take you through.
Yeah, you should get him on.
Let's give you a starter question, which is basically, are you a gardener or are you an architect? And if you don't know what those terms are, then tune into earlier issues of Write Club.
The question is for Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey. Are you a gardener or an architect.
Why do I always think of the word uphill gardener? I think that's you. That
because Brown said it 2 issues ago.
Yeah, uphill gardener.
Someone's a Viz fan.
You know why, don't you? Because I'm a bastard. That's why.
Yeah, you like reading Viz as well.
Hunky Chunky. So just stick in the chat. Are you a wait? You can put uphill gardener if you want. Are you a gardener or an architect? That's the question to get on Cockney Spock's Right Club. So if you can answer that, my friend, I think you're.
And if your answer to that question for anyone is I don't know what those terms mean, then good, better to fess up now and as I say, go back to one of the previous 2.5 issues of Right Club, or of course we'll discuss it live now. Whatever anyone wants.
Dutch Kitty doesn't fuck about. I have 3 external hard drives for my work. I have 3 external hard drives for my backed up pornography. Yes, so I can relate to that.
That's a different kind of work, Brown.
Well done, Dutch Kitty. Well done. That's my kind of thinking.
Do you want me to just read this page that I've just written? Just run it past you guys, right? This is all going to be completely out of context. No one's going to have a clue who anyone, or I'll just read it as it is, right? Just get your impression, because you're going in raw and you're going in dry.
This is for the folks home. This is your Star Wars work, your treatment.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try and do the voices as well, shall I? That would be hilarious, won't it? Right, you ready? Entirely at a loss, Kyle shook his head. Look, Slorson, I've never seen this thing before. I've no idea what it is or who made it. You can torture us all you like. You'll never get the information you want. I want the secrets
New York.
And I am never denied my ambition, hissed the Hutt. If it is forbidden knowledge, it will be of extreme value, especially to the First Order. And while there are Jedi in my court, I will have it. What are you going to do? Cut my head open and find it? Sure. Killing me is a great solution, replied Kyle, choosing to meet the Hutt's threats with sarcasm. You have proven you seek to deceive me, Catan. So perhaps we can agree on an exchange. One of your offspring's limbs for one piece of the code, said Slaughter, rubbing her fingers at her lower lip. Seeking his master's attention, R2 bleeped quietly at Luke's heel. With a slight turn of his head, the Jedi signaled to the droid that he had his ear. One further binary chime passed the message to Luke, and at that moment he knew what he had to do. Slorster, I have the code, he said, shouting through their conversation. Permit me to present it. The other Jedi who refuses to participate now finds his motivation. Very well. Proceed, Skywalker, replied Saucer. R2, Luke whispered. The last recorded coordinates to Colador. Give them to me. Luke, you sure about this? Asked Wedge, wary of giving the Hutt the key to the unknown power and knowledge. Nice. Trust me, Luke replied. It's the only way. Sure enough, part by part, the droid gave Luke the mythical planetary numerical data he had stored in his database. And with another knowing nod, Luke dictated them to Kyle. There we go. That's what I've written in that short space of time.
Well done, mate. As good as that. Well done. Wait, you said binary. Is that non-binary?
Yeah, like a load lifter.
In this day and age, yeah, it has to be non-binary, doesn't it?
So you've got the original cat. You've got R2D2 in there.
R2 in there. Luke's in there. Kyle Katarn is in there.
Was that a non-binary message that he was decoding?
It was binary data, so it's coordinates to a planet.
Binary data.
R2 has it in his data, and he doesn't know that it's going to work, but he's guessing that it might be the code to a secret artifact that they've uncovered.
Are the original crew? In fact, I probably know they are. The original crew are going to meet up again, aren't they? Or are they? Is Solo still dead? He is, isn't he?
Yeah,
he is dead then.
It continues directly on from episode 7. So the people that are dead in that film are still dead. You know, you can't bring them back to life. But but
if you wanted to,
without spoiling it, there's still reason to read the story, even if certain characters that you love that have been killed have been killed.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. I can't say anything more about it. I can't say anything more about it because it'll ruin it, but it'll ruin the surprises and it'll ruin the reveal.
Speaking of dead,
okay.
Speaking of dead, I watched again while I was on the bicycle. Search for Spock today.
You watched the movie?
Yes, Star Trek. Search for Spock. Yeah,
Star Trek.
Search for Spock. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
From a time where, on 120, from a time where we were entertained by our favourite sweet shops, and they were proper sweets.
Wow.
And it was really good.
I remember a time we used to pay half a penny for a sweet.
Yeah, penny chew was a penny.
Half penny.
It's a sad day. It's a sad day when a penny chew became 2p.
Hey, penny chews.
What are they now? 10p?
£1.
Don't know.
Deposit free with a mobile plan. 2-year commitment.
Yeah. Right, here you go. So,
Gardner.
Hunky Chunky. Here we go. Answering your previous question.
Now go on.
Do you want to read it?
News. No, you want to read it.
Matt, you read it.
But what is it? All right, Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey for no pounds. I think I'm more of a gardener. I tend to have an idea of the story I want to tell, but I let it grow out of the base seed. There's the occasional passage I want to add in, but I grow it out from that. Yeah, it's definitely a gardener trait, I think, isn't it, Spotney?
He's a gardener. He's clearly a gardener. He's
has he passed then? Is he in if he wants to come on?
There's no right or wrong answer.
No, there's no right or wrong in art.
Isn't there?
Well, or is there? Well, yeah. If you want to get into it, I'm more of an architect, but it's a bit of both.
There's good or bad. No right or wrong.
Definitely got to be both. Yeah,
we're going to finish on 1:30, by the way, guys.
What? How very dare you? No, we're not. 2 hours minimum. That's what you said.
We're going to finish on 1:30. I just feel like 1:30 will be. You can do an after club on yours if you want.
Well, I could. Maybe. Are you coming on? Are you girlying out?
Just carry on. We'll see how I feel at 1:30. We'll see what the viewers are like. We'll see
at 1:30, and then we'll go straight into Right Club at 1:30 on my channel. That's what it's turning into. Edition of Right Club.
It is. It's very much a Right Club. US Dutch Kitty says the only wrong is not practice. Practice.
Yes. If you're not writing, you're just talking about writing. Quite right, Dutch Kitty. The chick is correct.
She knows her stuff.
She does. Well done. Correct. If you're not writing, you're just talking about writing.
Yeah, the only wrong is to sit on your ass and do nothing. You're right.
Yeah, just get some writing done. Get that laptop open. Get writing. Do it. Note paper, whatever it takes.
So what we're saying to Hunky Chunky Funky is basically the only person stopping him is himself.
Yeah,
that's basically it. That is basically my solution, my famous solution, Cockney Spock solution to writer's block. For anyone that hasn't heard it, is simply, you ready? Can someone drum roll me in, please? It's very important. Anyone suffering, if you're suffering from writer's block, stop writing. No one's asking you to do any writing. I mean, look at George R.R. Martin. Almost 10 years of expectations. He's still not doing any writing. He's got writer's block. He doesn't give a fuck. So surrender to it. Oh, I've got writer's block. Good. Start writing. No one cares.
I will
get over it. Start writing. But I've got writer's block. I don't care. I've got writer's vomit. I've got so many ideas coming out my arse. I don't know which one to reject. I've got a new one right now based on the Zulu Wars. Thinking, shall I put it into the time travel thing? I will. I'm going to put in the Zulu Wars into the current multi-universe, not time travel story I've got going on. But Cockney, you just said you don't do time travel. Yeah, maybe it's a dream sequence. That's right. Yeah, but also, Cockney, I've heard that you've got a time travel machine in your own story. Yes, a time travel machine stuck on the present moment. Anyway. So yes, exactly.
Haters gonna hate, writer's gonna rear.
There you go. Well, nice. So keep writing.
I was going to say, Matt, I'm particularly impressed how during this coof and lockdown, you've kind of, buckled, kind of knuckled down and, used it to your advantage. The time.
I tried.
It's so easy. I'm guilty of it myself. It's been so. I'm assuming that everybody in the chat is pretty much on lockdown as well. It's just been so easy just to do like a week of fuck all, and it's not good, is it?
No, because when you start doing that, then it becomes a habit, and then you just end up like 2 years of your life has gone by, and you've done fuck all.
I know. It's good to have a result, you see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So make something good a habit, not something negative, and then you do it automatically, and then at the end, something to show for it.
Yeah, because as I said before, I've learned a couple of new skill sets on lockdown, but sometimes, I should have just been, crashing it out, bang, bang, bang. With your book, you've just gone bang, 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 haven't you? And you've used it to your advantage, but
the shopping list, the trilogy.
Yeah, basically, if you do that, you'll have to have a new keyboard every 3 days. So I've tend to press the keys quite lightly.
Are you all right there, Courtney?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. How are you? All right? I start tomorrow, says the hunky, chunky, funky monkey.
Excellent.
I'm assuming Hunky's on lockdown, so get it done, my friend.
He's in the UK, remember, so yeah.
Remember, I've got an ex-girlfriend called tomorrow.
Get it done, my friend, and go on Cockney's Right Club.
Yeah, start off with a basic plan, just a structure of, a framework. There's your step one, and then that's your jumping point right there. That's your springboard, and just that much will get you a guest spot on Spockney's Right Club.
Yeah, maybe
it's news to me.
Maybe just going on a stream with other writers will give you that. You can just bounce off each other because, admittedly, this isn't my thing. But as a host, I'd like to think that I'm doing okay with you.
You've been a good guest on Right Club, haven't you? Well, didn't you write that emergency scene into existence? You were complaining nothing was happening.
I've not seen her since. I don't know what's happened to her. I've not seen her since.
That is amazing. That is a great story you're writing there, or not?
Right.
Shopping list, the trilogy.
We're going to finish off, guys.
Yeah, and then we're going to go straight onto Right Club on my channel. Brilliant. And so, Hunky, Funky, Monkey, join us in a minute on my channel, hopefully with Brown and Swap Shop. I'll see if I can blackmail them into it, emotionally or otherwise. And we'll talk. I'll do all the talking. Don't worry, you two. You just sit in the background, look pretty like you normally do. And Hunky, Funky, Chunky Monkey, now you'll start today by joining us on Right Club and telling us what your story is about by starting with the title. That's right. So you wrap up, Brown, and then we're going to come back in a minute on my channel.
I will just say to all the new, I know most of them are old viewers and friends and family of the channel. If you are new,
and the new ones are old.
If you are new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, but most definitely try and subscribe.
Please, give it a go. What's the problem?
Give it a go. We're a new channel. We're a bit, edgy at times.
We're a
little bit way, but
hey, I'll take that.
We have had bigger channels copying our stuff, so I know we're doing the right stuff
all the time, pal. Yeah, so, tell you, I'm doing an Echo Base Network T-shirt too.
So if you are new, please just subscribe to the channel, and if you do enjoy the shit we're peddling out, tell your friends.
Tell everyone.
Tell your enemies as well. Tell people you don't like, especially tell people you don't like.
Yeah, tell them all about
I will
and Brown.
I'll just say thank you to my esteemed guests, Cockney. Cheers, mate.
All right, mate.
You're going to do another one after this, yes?
Yep, you're coming on it, Brown, whether you like it or not. Good
okay. I won't be staying long though.
No, of course not.
Because I need to sleep.
Yeah, of course you do.
When I do these, when you do these long streams, you just cannot sleep. Your fucking brain's just
around. Elizabeth Hurley.
So anyway,
Hurley. Right,
Matthew, thank you, my friend.
Welcome.
Yeah, see you in a minute as well, mate. You better be there, sunshine. Writing away.
All the people in the chat. As I said, we are, as I say every time, we are nothing without you guys in the chat. So
appreciation.
It would just
130 from the heart.
Yeah, it would be just us cocking about. So you guys really do make it. So we do appreciate you popping in. So
also, please feel free to join us now live on the Cockney Spock channel.
Yeah, there'll be some. We'll put some links out on Twitter. So I'll play the outro and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
See you in 5 minutes. Bye.